Today we're going to be talking about what shamanic journeying is, and I'm going to be talking about how to actually shamanic journey. I was trained with a Maori shaman, and I want to give a disclaimer on that because I'm not claiming any culture or religion when I call myself a shaman. A shaman is something that has been used across countries, across cultures, as a title for a medicine woman or a medicine man who is trained and knowledgeable in how to use energy, use medicine, heal, and channel the energy from spirit through the physical and channel energy from the physical back through spirit. My shaman said that if you want to break shamanism down into one simple sentence, it is the bridge between spirit and earth. It is the medicine man or woman who walks between worlds. Shamanic journeying can be seen as you opening up and entering a chariot of your own heart. You basically use your heart, or your consciousness is a chariot between worlds, as a chariot to journey or travel or explore some form of consciousness. If you want to break shamanic journeying down, really basic, that's all it is. It's an exploration of consciousness, whatever consciousness you want to explore. We're going to talk about the deeper meaning and the deeper uses of shamanic journeying and how it can be healing and how it can be incorporated into your life in a more profound and real way as well. When we shamanic journey, we enter a chariot of our heart consciousness. But let's say, for example, I wanted to journey into the earth, or I wanted to journey into a specific forest. As I am in my heart and journeying with this chariot, I am opening myself up to receive the chariot or the consciousness of the forest. We are allowing ourselves to leave our earthly minds behind, our egos behind, enough to take our ego and our consciousness into the forest and to allow ourselves to explore the different levels of the earth and the forest. So for example, as I'm physically walking in a forest, and we're not just talking about in meditation, there's two different kinds of journeying. You can journey while dancing, you can journey while doing a ceremony or singing, you can journey while doing medicine, you can journey while meditating, and you can journey by literally getting into nature. And this is my favorite kind of shamanic journey, by the way. So for now, we're going to talk about the example of going into a shamanic journey in nature. So you enter a forest, for example, and you want to journey into the consciousness of this forest. And so what you're doing is you're opening your heart up to receive the consciousness of the forest fully. And there's no longer that separation that we as humans have, where usually we walk into a forest and we're experiencing the reality of our own minds all around us through a forest. And we're experiencing human life through a forest. And we're having that reality projected outwards. We're not actually allowing ourselves to go somewhere else and to really receive that somewhere else fully. And so we always want to get into a trance state, which is a state of deep meditation. And that is how we get into our heart. And once we're in our heart and we're in a trance state, we're walking around the forest, for example, and we're actually allowing our heart to journey outwards to the forest, to open up, and to allow the forest to walk through us instead of us walking through it. So as we're walking forward through our chariot, through our heart, through our consciousness, the forest is walking through us as well. And the forest is showing us everything it needs to show us. We are really receiving the smells, the sounds, the feeling, the energy, the sensations of the forest. This is where you can really use your psychic senses. You can see the little psychic tendrils of the forest with your eyes. with your ears, with smell, with sensation. Another way that we can physically shamanic journey is by allowing ourselves to explore the worlds. So in shamanic tradition, we have the underworld, we have the middle world, and we have the upper worlds. I did a shamanic journeying that I facilitated with a friend the other day, and what we did is we laid some blankets on a mossy rock, and we allowed ourselves to dive into the consciousness of the underworld first. And in the underworld, it is located in the core of the earth, and it is basically things like the consciousness of the earth, the core consciousness of humanity at its subconscious level, the subconscious level of the earth. And we find things like Native American spirits there, trees holding onto the memory of those Native American spirits because they saw them as family that had passed. And because the Native Americans took so much sacred tradition in honoring nature, the trees saw the Native Americans as family in the way that the Native Americans saw nature as family. And so in the way that the Native Americans had kept everything sacred and were very memorable about things and intentional about things, the trees had also kept the memory of the Native Americans. What we did is we chose a rock that actually had a tree attached to it. And I explained to my friend that trees have two sacred ways of energetically interacting. They are a channel of energy that goes straight up to the upper worlds and a channel of energy that goes straight into the underworld. And so I put my hand and my feet on the base of the tree, allowing it to channel me into the underworld. And we both dove into the underworld. We explored in the underworld how the earth felt about humanity. And we explored and saw the powerlessness soup of humanity, and also the choice point that the earth was communicating to us about where to go next within humanity and what it would look like to actually leave that powerless soup and choose to step into our power, choose to do what is hard, what is difficult. I then guided my friend into the middle world. And what we did is when we were in the underworld, I was physically in child pose on the rock with my head down towards the underworld direction. And then we stood up with the middle world on top of the rock, and we were moving and we were releasing energy, and we were literally punching the air with that powerlessness that we both saw, that we both felt. We discovered that my core phrase was "I can't," and her core phrase was "it's unfair." We allowed ourselves to continue journeying in the middle world. The middle world holds the consciousness of the forest itself, and the middle world can also hold things like light, like fairies, like portals of intention and clearing. And when we're accessing the middle world, it is the physical dimension of the earth and the physical dimension of the forest that is the forest's consciousness. And this is something that most humans don't realize they're accessing at all when they're walking into a forest. And so they're blocking its true communication and its true nature. So accessing the middle world and journeying into the middle world, into the forest, is to access that fully. If you're on rocks, to feel how the rocks pull you into the earth. If you're in sand, feeling how it clears you and pulls you down into the earth as well. And if you're journeying in water, what you'll find is water takes you into the upper worlds on earth. It takes you into the highest dimensional frequency of earth, the same way a sunrise or a sunset does. So depending on what element you're using or the time of day, it also changes your access to which world you're accessing and what type of consciousness you're accessing. You can use shamanic journeying to heal and to explore the shadow, as me and my friend were doing in the underworld, and to integrate the shadow, to resolve the shadow. So in the middle worlds, we left the underworld and we started punching the air, and we were allowing ourselves to get out the frustration of that powerlessness and to take back our power and to find our free will and to integrate the dichotomy between the part of us that was powerful and was already powerful and already knew what to do, and the part of us that felt powerless and didn't know what to do. So we integrated those aspects in this exploration and this healing. You can allow yourself to use things like blue lotus or cacao in order to journey deeper. You could channel the energy of the forest or the water through dance. You could explore the consciousness of the water through your body. You could dance through the consciousness of the water. You could dance with the consciousness of the sand. You could call in a sacred animal. You could use a fire and journey into the consciousness of the fire. You could use the fire to release things by putting in a stick and pouring your energy into that stick and putting it into the fire to release. You could also pour positive intentions into the stick and pour in things like courage and confidence and call in things and throw it into the stick. But a shamanic journey is an exploration of consciousness. It's an exploration of your own consciousness and the consciousness of all aspects of you, since this is a multidimensional world where we are one and we are connected to the earth and we're connected to all aspects of humanity and the earth. And so as we explore our own consciousness, we're also exploring the consciousness of that we call other, but that which we are actually connected to, in order to bridge the gap between spirit and between this world, humanity, our worlds. Join and unify in the understanding and the connection of. This can be healing, this can be awakening, and this could just be something that is, to explore the consciousness of all that is around you. Now, you can also use shamanic journeying in a very intentional way. I have created a chakra-themed shamanic journeying CD as a psychic and a shaman and a hypnotherapist in order to take you into healing experiences and activating experiences of shamanic journeys. We shamanic journey into the crown chakra. We shamanic journey into the third eye chakra and into oneness. I take you into the throat chakra, and we do an integration of the negative core frequency of those with a blocked throat chakra and activate a healthy throat chakra through a specific healing throat chakra chamber that I take you and guide you towards. We then go into the solar plexus, and I do a shamanic journey to help integrate that powerlessness. We go into the sacral chakra, and I help activate your connection to your sacral chakra. I also did a shamanic journey in this chakra theme CD on ALCHEMY, which is the shadow frequency of the sacral chakra. And we then go into the root chakra for anyone that needs to integrate fear and journey into the root chakra's core shadow vibration of fear. The most powerful one in the CD and the last one is the heart chakra activation. The heart chakra activation is a very, very, very profound shamanic journey into the human heart space, or the human heart chakra, and an activation of. How this is related to shamanic journeying and how I created this CD is an example of shamanic journeying. We are both journeying into shadows in order to integrate them. We're taking our consciousness and exploring a specific shadow, or we're taking our consciousness and exploring the shadow of a chakra, or we're taking our consciousness and exploring an activated healthy chakra. We're traveling to a throat chakra healing chamber. We're traveling through the heart chakra. We're traveling and we're traversing worlds on a multidimensional level with our consciousness for healing and for exploration. And so this is a very brief understanding of what shamanic journeying is. Comment below if you liked this video, and I would love to talk more about shamanic journeying in the future.
The sun, chariot of fire, burning with desire as he runs the race.